hiking out on day 15, and our campsite was right around there. Hi there, it is day 15, and I never said anything again last night because we ate in the tent. We were just tired and cold, and I fell asleep like immediately after eating, before all my like contacts were out and like all that stuff. So we woke up a little while later, did that stuff, and then went to bed. So anyway, yesterday started out amazing, and then I took a steep downhill for me, mostly just because I have some hip issues of unclear. It's mostly my right hip, right knee. Had some issues for a while. I've been to some doctors about it, and it's just one of those things where like, they don't know exactly what it is. You could do an MRI, but you'd really only want to do that if you were planning on having surgery, and it's never been like bad enough that I'd want to have surgery. So just kind of like, all right, well, just, keep being active, and if it comes to a point where I would consider having surgery, then I would get imaging done at that point. So anyway, it's been like pretty good this whole trip, but the big thing that activates, I've had like some ankle soreness the past intermittently on this trail, but a big thing that activates the like hip/knee issues is anytime where I'm like unstable and having to like really, I'm not even sure, I really should know like what muscles these are, but basically anything that like I have to do a lot of stabilization. And yesterday I hadn't even considered the fact that we would be hitting snow, because where the snow had come, I can't even keep track of the days, but a couple of days ago we had snow, and it had like started to melt pretty quickly, and I just hadn't considered that we were going up quite a bit of elevation. And so we start getting the snow, and at first I was like, oh, this is fun, and then I was like, oh my gosh, because it was melting. It was like really slushy, really muddy in parts, and the trail's pretty narrow, and so it just required a lot of like stabilization. And so I started having increasing pain in my like knee and hip, and then other knee and hip and ankles and all this. So by the time we got to the place we were like tentatively planning on camping, we were thinking about going further if we felt good, but I did not feel good at all. So this was about 14 miles in. That tent site was taken, and there was not any room for any more tents. So I just started crying and continued hiking. It wasn't like, uncontrollable. It was just like, oh my gosh. So I continued walking. I felt like I could barely walk, and thankfully Henry was able to scout out a spot not too much up the path that was not a true tent spot, but it was kind of like a big rock we were able to like walk down to, and it had a thin layer of dirt on it, so we ended up using, I think as you saw yesterday, rocks to kind of hold it down, because the stakes wouldn't really go in any measurable amount. We had actually seen a girl do that with the rocks, I don't know, maybe like 5 days ago. And Henry was like, well, I'm really glad I saw her do that, because I don't know what we'd be doing. I'm not sure if I would have come up with this. So anyway, really thankful that worked out, and slept in this morning. I slept in a lot. Henry can't sleep as long as I can. And so he did some reading, which was nice. He, I can't remember if I talked about this, but he was able to take a book from the place that we stayed. He had read most of it and was able to just like rip out the part that he hadn't read, and then he's sending them one on Amazon to replace it. But anyway, it was really nice for me sleeping, because it was cold last night. I felt like it was the first night that I felt really cold. I mean, it's always cold outside, but once you're under your sleeping bag and you have all your stuff on, you're like nice and warm. And gosh, my feet never warmed up last night. It was really cold. My legs were intermittently cold. So I don't know what the actual temperature was. I don't have a thermometer, but it was, yeah. So anyway, we were thinking about doing 2 like bigger days the next 2 days to get into Paradise Valley Cafe a day early. And with how I was feeling yesterday, we decided that's probably not a good idea. So we're doing like slow days again. I think we're going to do like 3 10-mile days. So we're going to do that. And so that's why we're able to sleep in, because there's not really a big rush. Just got to do 10 miles. So anyway, we stopped here just because Henry needed to go to the bathroom, so that's why I decided to do a little update. I still was not feeling great this morning in terms of like my ankles are still really sore and stuff, but did a lot of stretching before we left, and we've just been going really slow, and so far so good. I think we've done maybe a couple miles or so. So anyway, this was a bit of a long update. Sorry for all of that, but yeah, I'll let you know if anything else exciting happens. Keep you updated along the way, but just really thankful that we had a place to stay last night and that things didn't get worse than they did. All right, bye. So we were gonna hike like 0.2 miles, so almost half a mile round trip to get water, but this is flowing good, so I think we're just gonna fill up here. Save ourselves the steps.
Surprise stream.
And the snow has provided me a very convenient place to hold my water bottle while I filter. Hack. Well, there's San Jacinto. A lot of snow up there. We'll have to see. I don't know, man. All right, so Henry's mixing up his rice. We also have tuna as usual, but we're using some seasoning that we picked up in a hiker box. The rice has been pretty bland. We had some taco seasoning, but we decided to try this out. It smells really good, so we'll see.
We'll kick.
We'll kick.
Your mom and my dad would not do well with it,
I see.
but it's delicious. Could use more salt. It's not very salty.
All right, I'm gonna try it out too.